So welcome to today's episode. So these past couple of weeks have been incredibly busy. I've been working on a lot of things, but specifically I've been working on a brand new course called The 10 Essential Habits of Peak Performers. Over the past decade or so, I've been in different industries and I've noticed that those who get to the top in terms of performance and rewards and just overall, those in the top 5%, they usually do things very differently from everyone else. And often what they do goes against all conventional wisdom. So I started to write out what are these habits, what are these essential habits that these people all have in common. And in total, there were 10 main ones I could identify. And over the past couple days, I've been recording the entire thing. And I would love to give it to you completely for free. No strings attached, no free trial, and then you have to pay something later. It's completely free. So if you want it, send me a message on Facebook. I'll put my Facebook link below and it's yours. But I want to talk to you about one of these essential habits today that all peak performers have in common, and that is the habit of raising the stakes. What do I mean by that? All peak performers realize that their very best comes out when there are consequences for not following through and getting things done. So they will intentionally increase those consequences or create a set of conditions where if they mess up or if they fall short of a target, they have to pay the consequence. And this is not normal because most normal people would not voluntarily put themselves in situations where there's more danger or there's more risk or more potential pain. They wouldn't do that. But peak performers know that doing something just for the benefits, for the rewards, that's a powerful motivator. But on the other side, if you want to think of it like a scale, you've got consequences. And often much of human behavior is to avoid consequences. So we have naturally occurring consequences in life. So for example, if you don't get a job, then you're not going to have an income, you can't provide for yourself or your family, you can't really do much of anything, and you're going to be living out on the street or in poverty. That's going to be your consequence. So a lot of human behavior is motivated by wanting to avoid consequences. But there's naturally occurring consequences and then there's self-created consequences. So I'll give you an example. It was 2008. I just spent $2,000 on an online course, an online venture. And to me at the time, I was in my young 20s, that was a lot of money. So the thought of losing that wasn't a nice thought. So I was quite motivated to do well. So I started to learn about this new area, but I wasn't willing to make it my full-time obsession because for $2,000, I had my university going on. I was about 3 or 4 years into my university at that point. So it was a little side hobby. It was something that I did more for entertainment. I would watch videos, I would learn about this area. Now this product was in the personal development niche, so I had an interest in it. But for $2,000, it wasn't my full-time obsession. Fast forward several months, and I'm not yet getting the benefit that I thought I would. I thought that I would be further along. And I'm seeing other people who got the same course miles ahead of where I was. In fact, I went to an event in Sydney. I saw these other people up on stage, getting rewards, doing really well. And I myself, I knew I'm not really going anywhere. I then had the opportunity to get further involved with the same company for $38,000. Now, you might hear that and think that's a lot of money. It is a lot of money. Now, a lot of things happened after I made that commitment. But the one that I want to talk to you about is because I had raised the stakes so much, I now had no way out of this. I had to either be successful or, to me as a young 20-year-old who had just invested my life savings, then that would be the end of my world, at least in my eyes back then. So it was either I go on and I overcome any hurdle, I overcome any challenge, I make this my full-time obsession, or it's the end of my world. That's how I looked at it. Now, shortly after that, I quit university. I was very close to graduating, but I quit, I walked away from it, and this now became my obsession. And it really was an obsession in my life. It was all I thought about. It was all I did from my waking hour to when I went to sleep. It was the only thing on my mind. And so I share this story with you because for me as a young 20-year-old to go from the mindset of treating something like a hobby to treating something like it was all that mattered and giving it my all, that required that I raise the stakes. The rewards, in my case, were not enough. I needed to have consequences. I needed to have something on the line. And a lot of peak performers recognize this about themselves. They know that they will strive for something because of rewards, but also often they will work much harder to avoid severe consequences. So that's why you hear me talk about this all the time. I believe that if you raise the stakes in any area of your life, it will really help your rate of implementation and how successful you are. This could be in fitness, could be in your career, it could be in your relationships, it could be any area. Now in the course, I go into a lot more detail about this habit. And again, there's 10 all up. So that's just one, there's another 9. If you would like to get all 10 of them, each of them is about a 15 to 25 minute video. I'll send you the entire course for free. Just send me a message on Facebook, let me know you want it, and it's yours. That's it for today, and I'll see you tomorrow.